Very good morning and welcome all of you to this pre-market session today. Let us prepare the next action plan for the day, and we'll start with the Nifty and Bank Nifty as per the Dowmantic method level 2. Now in Bank Nifty, you know that yesterday, in spite of the gap down, in spite of this intraday 3-speed signal giving us a sell, the action information did not allow us to do any trade. It kept telling us stay tuned for the next trade. So we were waiting, and it was good that we didn't get into any trade, just because after it opened with the gap down, the whole day it remained very flat. So even if we had got any trading opportunity yesterday, and if we had done the trade, the premiums would have obviously melted down, giving no benefits out there. So anyways, we are thankful to Dowmantic method. We are waiting for the next trading opportunity, but the preparation is now telling us to get ready to buy a put option. Now, if the price manages to decrease further, and if intraday 3 long signal gives a sell, that is when the action information will tell you to buy a put option. So we'll have to wait. But instead of coming down, if the price manages to go up, then once intraday 3-speed signal gives you a buy, that is when the action information will tell you to buy a call option. So if it tells us to buy a call option, we already know that intraday 3 long and intra-week long are in buy, and as per dynamic system level 2 trading method, again it is still in buy. So there is no need to check any Tenkai signal for us. We can directly go ahead and do the trade. But any opportunity for us to buy a put option, then we must check the Tenkai signal before we do the trade. Got it? So there's a plan for Bank Nifty. Let us check what's happening in Nifty. So this is a case of Nifty. In Nifty, you know that we have been holding to call option from here. But after we bought a call option, right on top, we got an opportunity to secure our profit. We did secure our profits. And from there, as the price came down yesterday, in spite of the gap down here, there is a very clear long signal edge point when intraday 3-speed signal gave a sell. Later, it maintained this long signal edge point. So the action is still telling us to hold the call option. We will hold on to it until it tells us to exit call option. So we have to wait until then. But if the price manages to go up, and if intraday 3-speed signal gives us a buy, we are already holding a call option, so we can continue holding it. But if the price tries to come down, and if intraday 3 long signal gives us a sell, that is when the action will tell us exit call and buy a put option. So while buying a put option, make sure that you check the Tenkai signal before you do the trade. Because intraday 3, intra-week long, and as per dynamic system level 2 trading method, we are still holding on to the long position in Nifty. Got it? So there's about Nifty and Bank Nifty. So let us check what's happening in dynamic system as per the level 2 trading method. Let me open the charts. Now, as you all know that the price of Nifty has come down from the top without any trend edge point. There is no trend edge point, so we were waiting for 11,168 with the extra points for us to exit long and get into short, which did not come yesterday. So for today, it is a range 4 or speed signal, whichever is lowest. Range 4 is 11,316. Speed signal is 11,229. So speed signal is the lowest. So if you calculate 0.5% from speed signal, it comes out to be 11,172. So if the price of Nifty trades below 11,172 today, that is when we can exit long and get into a short rate. And I hope you people, whoever is trading as per dynamic live or dynamic system, now whatever we discuss in this pre-market session or even in the next action planner session, I hope you people are making a note of it, because Once you have made a note of it in the real-time market, this is all that you're going to do. You just have to implement whatever we have planned upon. You don't have to try out anything new. But then if you have not noted it down, and then probably in the live market, if your ideas change, then things will go wrong. So you have to be careful there. So anyways, this is the plan for Nifty. 11,172 is a crucial number that you have to watch out for. Similarly, let us check what's happening in Bank Nifty. Now there's Bank Nifty. Even in Bank Nifty, you can see here the price has come down yesterday without any trend edge point on top. So we are currently holding on to the long position. We were waiting for 21,500 yesterday to exit long and get into a short, but the price did not come there. But anyways, for today, it is the range 4, which is 22,007, or speed signal 21,708, whichever is lowest. So 21,708 is the lowest here. So let us reduce 0.5%, and when you do that, it comes out to be around 21,599, if I'm not wrong. So if the price trades below 21,599, that is when we can exit our long and get into a short trade. Okay, so there is a plan for Bank Nifty as per the dynamic system level 2 trading method. So let us come back to Dynamic Live to check the dynamic superpower trading method in Nifty and Bank Nifty. So there is Nifty here. Now, as yesterday, the price has come down from a weekly caution on top, and intraday 3-speed signal gave a sell. We had planned that after you get any better confirmation, we can exit long and get into short. But any edge point or zigzag at bottom, we will exit short and go back to long. But it did happen that when the price opened with the gap down, the speed signal gave a sell with a long signal edge point at the bottom. So keeping this point in mind, we would have continued to hold the long position without doing any trade yesterday. And from there, even now we are holding on to the long position. If the price manages to go down, then it is better, I think, to wait for intra-week long signal to give us a sell so that we can exit long and get into short. But until then, we can simply hold on to this position. But remember, if the price manages to go up, and as the price manages to go up, if there is any zigzag caution on top or any mid signal edge point on top, if you can check the spread view. Yeah, so you can see that if the price manages to go up in intraday 3, there is a chance of a mid signal edge point here. So if the price reaches this edge point, once again, we can exit long and get into a short trade just because we have a weekly caution on top. So this is the next action plan for Nifty as per dynamic superpower trading method for today. Similarly, let us check what's happening in Bank Nifty. So even in Bank Nifty, it is very similar. So as the price came down, once intraday 3-speed signal gave a sell, now we would have, probably before that, if intraday 1 long signal gave us a sell, we would have already got into a short trade. But after getting into a short trade, once the edge point got confirmed, we would have exited short and we would have got back into a long position. And after that, you can see that Bank Nifty has got into a sideways now. So if the price manages to move up, any zigzag caution or edge point on the top, exit long and get into short. Or if it tries to come down, later, then edge point or zigzag at the bottom, exit short and get into a long trade. So you can keep doing this as long as it is in sideways now. So this is the plan for Bank Nifty as well as per dynamic superpower trading method. Now, before we move on to any of your favorite stock, now if you have any questions or doubts within these points that we have discussed till now, you can ask me, you can text me. If there is no doubts, then you can text me saying that there are no doubts, and then you can request any of your favorite stocks so that we can see what is happening in those stocks. Any questions or doubts? All right, then Mr. Chetan Patel has asked for Concor and SBI. So let us check both of these. Well, Concor, you can see that the action is telling us to hold call option, Mr. Chetan Patel, because intraday 3-speed signal did give us a buy, and after buying it, we are currently holding on to it. Wait until it very clearly tells you to exit the call option. But anyways, it is in sideways now. There's one point that you have to remember. But as the price goes up, and as it goes up, once it comes closer to this previous dynamic caution on top, then you can shift over, secure your profits. Okay, so that is one thing that you can do. Now let us check what's happening in SBI. So there's SBI. You can see that the action is telling us sell signal, wait and sell. So it is a very clear selling opportunity, very clearly mentioned information here. So once we got a put option, later as the price came down, edge point at the bottom, we have already exited the trade. Now after exiting the trade, we are currently waiting for the next trading opportunity. But the preparation is telling us to get ready to buy a put option. Now, if the price manages to go down and if intraday 3 long signal gives a sell, then definitely it is going to tell you to buy a put option. But remember, if you buy a put option, once intraday 3 long signal gives you a sell, and if the price comes down closer to this previous dynamic system caution at the bottom, first thing that you can do is you can secure your profits. Okay, so there's one important point that you can make a note of it. But if it goes up and if intraday 3-speed signal gives you a buy, then definitely you can go take this trade. You can buy the call option and wait for it to tell you to exit. So this is about SBI. While Mr. Nataraj Murthy has asked for Reliance. Reliance call option 2200. So let us see what is happening in Reliance. So this is a case of Reliance. You can see that the action is telling us stay tuned for the next trade, but the preparation is telling us get ready to buy a put option. So, and it is going to tell us to buy a put option today morning at the opening. Watch it closely in the first 5 minutes. So when it tells us to buy a put option, that is when we can go ahead and do the trade. But then, unfortunately, you are asking me about call option 2200 strike price, and let me tell you that there is definitely not a point to get into a call option as of now. We have to wait for call option, Mr. Nataraj Murthy. So as of now, it is pointing towards getting into a put option. Okay, so this is about Reliance. Now, one Mr. Surdeep has asked for Natco Pharma. Let us check what's happening in Natco Pharma. So there is Natco Pharma. You can see here it is telling us to hold call option. So we are holding on to the call option. We will wait. But then more than a call option, I think there is a major zigzag on top wherein we would have already exited the trade. So once you have exited the trade, now you can wait. It's better you wait. If you have bought it, then absolutely no problem. But then if the price manages to go up and if it's intraday 3 zigzag breakout happens, that is when you can actually get into a long position. Until then, you have to wait here. Now, Mr. Vinod Kumar has asked for Wipro and Adani Ports. This is Wipro, Mr. Vinod Kumar. You can see that the action is telling us stay tuned for the next trade, but the preparation is telling get ready to buy a put option. So you'll have to wait until it tells you to buy a put option. But then just before market closes, there is a zigzag caution once again. So at the opening, it may not give you any trading opportunity, but if it tries to go down, and once intraday 3 zigzag or intra-week zigzag, once it breaks down, that is when it will tell you to buy a put option. Until then, you have to wait here. So there's for Wipro, and then which was the other stock? Adani Ports is what you have asked for. So there's Adani Ports. You can see it is telling us to hold call option. So we'll have to wait here. But then earlier, what has happened is in Adani Port, long back when it gave us a buying opportunity. Now there's a point where it gave us a buying opportunity. From here, the price did go up. As the price moved up, right on top, there is a dynamic system caution, wherein we would have already secured the profits. So profit securing is already over. But in spite of it, the price came down, and once the intraday 3-speed signal gave a sell, there was a very clear long signal edge point. That is the reason it has not allowed you to exit the call. It is still telling you to hold the call option. So hold on to it. Today, if it tries to go up and reaches this intraday 3 long signal edge point on top, that is when it will tell you to exit the call option. So watch it closely. Now, Mr. Sagar has asked for Federal Bank. Let us check what's happening in Federal Bank. So this Federal Bank, you can see here the action is telling stay tuned for the next trade. Here in the intra week also it is telling us buy signal, wait and buy. So it is not a very clear buying opportunity yet. So if the price manages to go up and if you get any buying opportunity here, if it tells you to buy a call option, you can definitely buy a call option. But after buying, as the price goes up and if it comes closer to this previous dynamic caution on top, then immediately you can shift over, secure your profits. Okay, but if it goes down below intraday 3 long signal, that's when it may tell you to buy a put option. So you can think about that trade. Mr. Samarendra Pandey is asked for Tata Steel. Let us check what's happening in Tata Steel. Well, there's a case of Tata Steel. It is telling us to hold a call option. So we are supposed to be holding on to a call option, but then unfortunately you are asking me about put option 410 strike price. All right, so there is some mistake in the strike prices here, but then if you have got into a put option, then you'll have to watch it closely. If the price comes down closer to this intraday 3 long signal edge point or the intra-week long signal edge point, then you can think about securing your profits on this put option. But once this intra-week long signal also gives you a sell, that is when it will be a very clear selling opportunity wherein you can go ahead for a clear put option there. So until then, as of now, it is telling us to hold the call option. So that is what we are supposed to be doing now. So there's Tata Steel, and Mr. Srinath had asked for gold bees. And when he is asking for gold bees, I'm sure he's looking for long-term investment. So let us check. Not so very clear, Mr. Srinath, if this is the exact gold bees that you must be looking at. Anyways, this is a weekly chart, and if you are looking for an investment in gold bees, I'm sure this is not the exact point that you have to get in. So you better wait if this, if this daily speed trend also gives you a buy. If the price manages to go beyond this daily speed trend, and if it gives you a buy, that is when you can think about a buying opportunity. But then until then, you'll have to wait here. All right, looks like all your questions and doubts have been answered, and I hope whichever stock that you're planning to trade, we have prepared for those stocks for today's trading. So anyways, gentlemen, thank you all for joining today's session. Wish you all a happy trading, and wish you all great success today in trading. See you again in the next session. Until then, good day to all of you, and thank you once again for joining the session.